Welcome to today's Sunday morning yoga flow. So today's session is suitable for all levels. I will offer alternatives for to just make it gentler or to make it stronger, depending on what you're after today. As always, please listen to your body. If anything doesn't feel right, don't force it, don't strain, don't hurt yourself. I can't see you, so I have no idea how you're getting on. I'll try and give you all the cues I can. And the main thing is to just enjoy. We'll begin then, as we often do, in child's pose. Toes at the back of the mat, backside to heels. Lengthen your arms all the way up, as far up as they'll go. Spread your fingers. And then relax your arms and bring your forehead to the mat. Notice any tension in your body. Have a little wriggle around. Just let your body soften onto the mat. And take 3 long, slow breaths. Nice big in-breath. And exhale. 2 more times in your own time. And then return to your natural breath and let your body soften. Arrive on the mat, ready for practice. Give yourself permission to stay with your practice. If you become aware of noise, distractions, or thoughts, just come back to the breath and the practice, the movement. Spread your fingers, really stretch them far away from each other. Slide them a little bit further forward, and then slide your right hand over to the outside edge of the mat on the right side, and take the left hand all the way over and place it on top. Try and match your hands up. Then just lean into the left hip to get a nice stretch across the left side of your body. As you lengthen, you inhale, and then exhale, just release slightly. Lengthen again. And release, and slide your left hand over to the outside edge on the left, and take the right hand on top. Try and match your hands. Draw your right hip back. Lengthen with the in-breath. Soften slightly with the out-breath. And now slide your hands back to the center of the mat, just about shoulder width apart. Once again, spread your fingers. Inhale, rise up onto your hands and knees. And at this point, if you like a cushion under your knees, we'll be on our knees for a couple of minutes. So a cushion or a blanket to just soften the knee joint there. Wrists under shoulders, feet relaxed, knees under hips. Inhale, arch your back for cow pose. And exhale, round your spine for cat. Take the practice gently. There's no need to go intensely. We've only just begun. So really notice the state of your back in this moment. So moving with your own breath. You might be aware there's lots of sounds in and around my home. You can just notice them and then let them be. Cue the lawnmower. And take a couple more of those. So there's a certain amount of sound I'll ask you to block out, but that's a bit much. There. Okay, where were we? With your next in-breath, come to a neutral spine, and we'll never speak of that again. Slide your hands forward just a bit and draw a circle with your shoulders. So this is almost, it starts to become a figure of 8 as you do it. So you notice that your shoulders take a natural movement of their own. You might inhale as you snake forward. But keep your fingertips on the mat. Keep the knuckles of your hands on the mat. That will stop you sliding forwards and also promote strength in your hands. Now change the direction, still inhaling forward. Don't worry too much about that figure of 8. It finds itself after a few cycles. The main thing is to circle with your chest. So you're drawing a big circle with your breastbone. And then come to a neutral spine. Slide your wrists back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under, bring your backside to your heels and stretch forward again. Nice big in-breath. And exhale. And as you inhale, rise up slowly. Arch your back so you're moving through cat pose. And then bend your elbows towards your body. And start to lower. So you're lowering through a high cobra into a low cobra. We're only in those cobras momentarily. Forehead to the mat. Tuck your elbows into the body and then reach them down towards your waistline. Press your abdomen down. Lift up. Inhale. Exhale. Take yourself into your extended child's pose once again. Rise back up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under if they're not already. And take a few moments in your first downward dog. So you might like to walk on the spot. Make the movement just a little bit slower than you would naturally want to. Reach your heels to the back of the mat. Circle your armpits in towards each other. Suck your belly button to your spine. Squeeze your buttocks in towards each other. And look in towards your knees or your ankles or even your belly button, whatever feels best. Now lift onto your toes. Drop your knees back down. If you've got cushions, set them straight on it. Bring your left foot forward. And you can hop it or slide it, help it forward. Rise onto your fingertips, lengthen your crown all the way up to the ceiling. Relax your back foot. Let your hips just sink over time, so you don't need to force them down. Just let them sink down over time. So that back knee is quite far behind your hips. With each in-breath, lengthen. And with each out-breath, just gently reach your shoulders that little bit further back. Okay, so we'll begin to lift your hips, tuck your toes under in the back foot, and take your backside to your heels. Curl the toes of your left foot towards the back of your head. Doesn't matter if you can't fully straighten the leg. I just want you to experience a stretch in the back of the leg as a warm-up. Then inhale forward and lengthen. And exhale back. Lengthen through the leg. Now inhale and come to a neutral spine. Just take your heel just a little bit closer to your body, and we'll rise all the way up into a half warrior. Take your hands together. You can even lace the last 3 fingers if you like, or a yoni mudra. Reach your index fingers up towards the ceiling. And then exhale and open out to the left. So you're going to reach your arms in opposite directions. And we'll bring both hands by your sides and bring your left arm forward and your right arm back. And both arms up to the ceiling. Both hands down to the mat. Lift up and step back into a downward facing dog once again. You can walk on the spot a little bit more if that felt good. Heels still. Belly button to spine. Chest to thighs. Armpits rolled in. Now drop your knees down onto the mat. And hop or help your right foot forward and then slide it that little bit further forward. So that as you bring your knee over your ankle, your hips drop just a smidge. Relax the back foot. Wrists roughly under shoulders. Crown up to ceiling. Shoulders down and back. Remember, as you inhale to lengthen your neck, as you exhale to open across the chest, you spread your collarbones. Now tuck the toes of your left foot under. Lift your hips. Take your backside towards your heel. Curl the toes of your right foot now towards the back of your head. Inhale, slide forwards, lengthen. Lengthen through the crown, lengthen the neck. Exhale, contract. Now lengthening the back of your right leg. With your breath a couple of times. Take yourself forward once more. And then just lift your hips, slide your right foot back enough that you can rise up into that half warrior. Lace your hands again. Fingertips reach up towards the ceiling, so you get a really nice stretch through the ribs, through the side waist. And this time we'll open out to the right, so your left hand will reach forward and your right arm will reach back. Drop both hands down to your sides. And as you inhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Brilliant. Both arms up. Exhale, drop your hands down. Lift up the back knee. So now we step forward. So you take your back foot forward. Bend your knees, a soft forward fold. So you can have a nice bent knee, relaxed arm feeling. The main stretch we're going for is across your back right now. You're looking inwards towards your knees, and then that takes it into your neck. Now you might straighten your legs just a little bit. And you might even like to walk on the spot a bit. So you can, if it helps to have your hands higher up, do that. Or you can let your hands hang, just whatever feels good. So your hips are rocking from side to side. And then both legs as straight as is comfortable without strain at this point. We're still only warming up. Bend your knees. Take your arms behind you and with a flat back, inhale and rise up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Take a big step back with your right foot on an in-breath. Exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, open out to the left. Arms all the way down to your sides. Inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, drop your hands down. Bring your backside to your heel, curl your toes. Take a nice big in and then out breath. Inhale, reach forward. Lift your hips. And exhale, set your left foot back. Drop your knees. Backside to heels momentarily. Pole your fingers. Inhale, reach up, take your right foot forward. Doesn't need to go very far forward, just so that knee over ankle is comfortable. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, open out to the right and arms all the way, cycle all the way down to your sides. Inhale, bring both arms up. Exhale, drop your hands. Lift your hips, inhale. Exhale, step forward. Bend your knees, sweep your arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Lovely, so we'll do away with your cushion if you've got one. You don't need one for a little while. Inhale, scoop your arms up. Bring your arms just a smidge behind your ears if you can. Squeeze your buttocks. Lift up as high as you can through the ribs. And then if your neck's happy today, you can look up towards your hands. Take a nice big in-breath. And as you exhale, bend your elbows, bring your thumbs towards your face. Tip your hips back and take yourself forward into a forward bend. Bend your knees and send your right foot back as far as it'll go and drop the right heel onto the mat. Ready for warrior one. So that right foot's at a juicy angle. Walk your left foot to the left. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Reach your hands up. Their palms are about shoulder width apart, like so. Now as you exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. Inhale, left hand forward, right hand back. Brilliant. Bring both hands down to the mat. Hop your right foot to the center of the mat. Step your left foot back for a nice high plank. Drop your knees. Bring your backside towards your heels. Inhale, rise up just like that wave in the warm-up. And exhale, lower down through cobra. So there's a real spinal wave there. Forehead to the mat. Inhale, elbows towards your waistline. Press your abdomen down and lift up through the collarbones and the crown. Exhale into downward facing dog. Feet together. Raise your right leg. Take it to a right angle, so three-legged dog. Really push the floor away with your hands. Keep the knuckles of your hands and your fingertips as well as the heels of the hand on the mat. Rise onto the toes of your left foot. Bend your right knee and swing it forward outside your right hand. Help it if you need to. Drop the left foot. Lean into that back foot as much as you can. Inhale, rise up into warrior one. And with your next arm out breath, left arm forward, right arm back. As you inhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Try and keep your hips fairly still. Exhale, drop your hands down, and you can walk your right foot a little bit more to the center. Take your left foot forward. Bend your knees and swing all the way up to standing with an in-breath. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Take a big step back with your left foot, ready for warrior one. So drop the heel, walk the right foot slightly to the right, and swing up with your next in-breath. We'll cycle the arms once more. Left arm forward. Right arm forward, both hands up. Now bring your hands to your hips. Shuffle your right foot into the center and open out for warrior two. Look over your right hand, squeeze your glutes together. Lift up through the ribs, belly button to spine, shoulders fairly relaxed. Now straighten the front leg. Just shuffle your back foot forward a smidge. Reach towards the top of the mat and tilt down into triangle pose. Lift your left arm all the way up to the ceiling, your right hand down towards the mat. Look up towards your left hand. Bend your right knee, come back to warrior two, inhale. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten the front leg, and turn your toes in towards each other. So the right foot's now facing the left, and your heels pretty much lined up. Inhale, lengthen through the side waist. Exhale, fold forward. Drop your hands towards the mat. So you might look at the space behind you. You might, if you like, take your hands to your calves and use that as a way of just nudging your chest a little bit deeper in towards the space, but don't strain. Bring your hands to your hips. Press your feet down and flatten your back as you rise up on an in-breath. Turn the left foot to the back of the mat and make your way to warrior two. Brilliant. Gazing over the left hand. Line your shoulders and your hips once again. Straighten the front leg. Inch your back foot forward, just a smidge for triangle pose. Right hand up to the ceiling, left hand down. Really important tip here is to not force yourself to touch the floor. If you force yourself, you'll turn into a forward bend, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a stretch here. So keep opening your chest, and if your hands are going to find the floor, gravity will get it there eventually. There's no need to force it. With your next in-breath, bend your front knee, return to warrior two. Take your hands to your hips, swivel to the back of the mat and inch your left foot slightly left. Both arms up to the ceiling, inhale. As you exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Both hands down to the mat. Take your left foot more to the center, just a little bit, and step forward. Bend your knees, swing all the way up to standing as you inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, scoop your arms up to the ceiling again, arms behind your ears, gaze to your hands. Exhale, fold forwards. Mind your back. Nice flat back as you go. Can't pull your fingers, bend your knees, take a nice step back with your right foot, drop the heel. Nice and solid, ready for warrior one. Swing your arms up, inhale. Exhale, right arm forward. Inhale, left arm forward. Brilliant. Both hands down to the mat. Hop your right foot, get ready for a high plank. Drop your knees, backside to heels. And then once again, wave forward. So let the tail, the movement ripple from the tail all the way up to the crown as you lower down. Inhale from the crown all the way to the tail. Rise up into downward facing dog. Take your left foot up, three-legged dog. Swing the foot forward. Drop your right heel. We'll open straight out into warrior two. This time, flip your palm, reach forward, And back into reverse warrior. Take it gently. This one can be, if you overdo this one, you can do yourself some damage. So take it really gently. There's no need to force. Inhale, return to warrior two. Take your hands to your hips, straighten the front leg, swivel your toes so that they're facing towards each other, and adjust your feet if you need to be comfortable. Exhale, fold forward, drop your hands. Now this time, take your left hand to the outside of your left calf and place your right hand on top. Ease your chest, the left side of your chest towards your left thigh. But notice your hips. See if you can keep your hips feeling as though they're even. That will increase the stretch in the back of the legs. Then walk or swish both arms over to the right. Right hand on the calf, left hand on top. Right side of your chest to your thigh. Drop both hands down either side of your right foot and swivel the right foot. Drop the heel, open out for warrior two. So your heels are lined up. Turn the top palm, reach forward, all the way back, reverse warrior. Reach your fingertips up, drop your left hand down. Take a nice big in-breath. And exhale, return to warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips, swivel to the top of the mat and hop your left foot to the left or shuffle your right foot to the right. Whatever works for you to take you into warrior one. Nice big in-breath. As you exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, right arm forward. Exhale, both hands down to the mat. And get ready to step forward into a forward fold. Bend your knees, swing all the way up to standing on a nice big in-breath. Exhale, take your hands to your heart. Bring both hands to your hips, big toes touching. Take your right foot back. We'll slide into warrior three, which is a one-legged standing balance. Make sure your hips are even. Flex your back foot and move the crown and the heel at the same speed, as though there was a broomstick through your inside from your right heel all the way up to your crown. So you don't need to be parallel to the floor. That's what you're aiming for, no further than that. Take your arms alongside your body. Spread your fingers and reach your fingertips towards your back leg. The dynamic is as though your hands are pulling backwards and your crown is reaching forwards. Your gaze is at the floor directly below you. We'll step back into a high lunge, so take a bend in your left knee and let your right foot find the floor slightly to the right of the center line. Bend your back knee, reach your back heel backwards. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky. Now at this point, if you're feeling wobbly, I'd like you to drop your back knee for half warrior. Otherwise, stay as you are. Bring your hands together at your heart and turn to the left. Keep your thumbs where they are. Lift up in the right side of your body, because what I'd like you to do is aim to get your right elbow over the left knee. Now, if that doesn't happen naturally, drop it inside the knee, wherever it goes. Armpit to knee is what you're aiming for. Wherever you've got with that, whether your back knee's on or off the mat, your armpits on your knee or not, you can reach your right hand down towards the floor and your left hand to the ceiling. If your elbow is inside the knee, put your right hand under your right shoulder. Look up towards your left hand if you're feeling stable. Reach the hand up. Now, to prepare for a half bind, you could take your left arm behind your back and try and reach your fingertips as far around as they'll go. If you're feeling stable, this might be a good time to take the bind or to go for it, but please don't force your back. We'll gently open out. Drop both hands down onto the mat. Hop your right foot to the center of the mat and take the left foot back. Keeping your feet roughly where they are, swivel onto the outside edge of your right foot. So the sole of your left foot will be on the mat in front and the outside edge of your right foot. For more support, slide your foot higher. For a stronger pose, bring your feet together. Raise your left arm. Inhale, lengthen, lift your hips. Okay, we'll take the left hand gracefully down to the mat. Try not to plonk. And you can lower down in one straight plane or knees first for a half plank. So you choose all the way down. Relax the tops of your feet. For a gentle back bend, take your elbows underneath your shoulders for Sphinx. For a stronger back bend, slide your hands back just a little bit, tuck your elbows in, press your abdomen into the mat and lift up for upward facing dog. Wherever you are, make your way to downward facing dog. Feeling out of breath today. Okay, raise your right leg, swing it forward, hop it forward if you like, and then take both hands to the inside of the right foot and we'll swivel round, ready for Skandasana. So you can either lift your heel, your right heel or not, but we'll lower your backside towards the floor, flex your left foot, lengthen your spine, then walk your hands over towards the back of the mat. Turn your hands to the top of the mat, swivel round, take your back foot forward, swing your arms and come all the way up to standing. Nice big out breath, hands to your heart. Then bring your hands to your hips. Lean into your right foot this time. Take your left foot back. Hinge at the hips. So one of the legs will be stronger. One of the glutes will be stronger. You'll find it easier or difficult on this side. Arms alongside your body. Bend your right knee. Let the left foot find the floor, ready for a high lunge or a half warrior. So if you're going into high lunge, you can bend the knee, reach the heel back, and swing your arms up. Good. Squeeze your glutes. And just let your breath settle, let your body settle. So for the twist, hands to your heart. And then begin to lift up first, lifting up through the left side. Hook your elbow, your armpit over the knee if you can. If not, take it inside. Thumbs still at your heart. Then if you want to open out, bring your left hand to the floor. It can be under your shoulder if that's easier. And your right hand up towards the ceiling. Now, if you look towards your right hand, you're extending the pose, but that can make you wobble. Or you can look dead ahead or down at the floor. Once again, preparing for the bind. So even if you're not going to bind, you can still post your hand as far behind you as possible. And then you might feel like you can lift that lower hand. I'm having a wobble today, so I'm not going to look up. Okay, very slowly, very carefully, drop your hands down. Hop your left foot to the center, right foot back, high plank, so lift your hips slightly. Either lower knees first or one straight plane. And then lift into a gentle Sphinx pose or slide your hands back for the slonka. It's a new yoga word I've invented. for the stronger upward facing dog. Then make your way very gently to downward facing dog. Feet are just about together. You can come back to plank pose. Swivel onto the left side this time, so the outside edge of your left foot's on the mat and your right sole of your right foot. Once again, feel free to slide the foot forward for more support or pop it on top for a stronger pose. Lift your hips, that's a really big important part of the pose. And if you're not feeling wobbly like me today, you might look up at your right hand. Now very slowly drop your right hand down. Let's take it back into a downward facing dog. Feet together, left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Reach the left heel away from your crown and then swing the foot forward inside the hands and make your way into Skandasana. Then walk slowly across to the other side, long spine. Take your hands to the top of the mat, swivel round. Make your way to forward bend. Bend your knees, swing your arms, inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a moment to notice the effects of your practice. Okay, we'll make our way to the mat for a cool down. So let's inhale to lengthen. And exhale, fold. Bend your knees, take your right foot back and drop the knee. And then the left foot. Move on to your back side, swivel your legs around. So we'll practice a wide angle forward bend today. We've done a little bit of warming up. So you might slide round so that you're on the wide side of the mat. And it's fine for your legs to be about 90 degrees, a right angle, or you can take it further if that's where you're at. A common issue with this pose is if you are tight in the lower back and in the hips, you'll feel like you're leaning back, so like your weight's backwards and you're fighting gravity and you're rounded in the upper back. So a way around that is you could take if you've got blocks, it's great, but if you haven't, you can roll up a cushion and sit right on the edge so that you sort of roll off, and that tips your hips forwards, so it gives you a slight arch in the back, and that's where you move from. So the movement here is not a rounding, it's a kind of chest forwards feeling. So wherever you are, feet stay flexed. Might move the backside, the flesh away from the bones. That gives you a little head start. Moving with your ribs forward. Just let your head be along for the ride. So you're not trying to jump your chin or anything. Just take yourself forward. Relax chin. Now it's important to go only as far as is comfortable. Actually, I'm going to swivel around. Is comfortable within the inner thighs, because what we want to avoid is the giving in to rounding your back. So if you I find a good pointer is if I can't see my shoulders, then they're in the right place. If I can see them in my peripheral vision, my back's rounded. So over time, you might be able to just start to lever forward and really work on keeping the back straight. Keep your feet flexed. Now, for those of you who are flexible, of course, reach for your feet, take your chest all the way down, but that's only if that's your space today. You might gaze at the space between your elbows, your wrists, your thumbs, wherever that feels like a straight neck. Now start to walk your hands back towards you. And help your legs back together. Slide your heels to the top of the mat. Move the flesh again, once again away from the spine. So we'll sit up tall to begin with in staff pose. Your feet flex, so your capital L, long spine. Then lift your arms up. And now the aim is to move the hands and the hips and the whole body as though there was that broomstick again, all the way across the whole of your body like you're made from wood. Then when you get as far as you can, drop your hands down. Super important not to round the upper back here. So make sure you can't see your shoulders. Your gaze is probably towards your ankles. And from there, you lever forward. Spread your fingertips, press your palms down, start to lift, slide your hands towards you as that feels necessary. Then reach your arms out in front and start to move the lower back, the middle back, so that you're going to lower back, vertebra at a time, onto the mat. And once you get there, make sure you're on the mat. Bring your knees towards your body and hug your knees and have a little rock. And drop your feet down onto the mat, hip width apart, hands by your sides. Press your heels down, peel your spine off vertebra at a time, and reach your knees towards the top of the mat. Please don't turn your head in this pose. Make sure your weight is on your shoulders and look for length from your knees to your chest. Make sure the toes are on the mat. Now we'll gently lift the tailbone up just that little bit higher and begin to sink in the spine, vertebra at a time, from the top of your back all the way down. And keeping your legs and feet as they are, just tuck your hands underneath your head and let your knees very gently flop from side to side. You can move with your breath. After warrior poses, I find it's really good to do this kind of sequence, just moving over the buttocks. And we'll take it into your lower back in a second. A couple more in each direction. Knees back towards your chest. Give them a little squeeze. And then draw a circle in the sky with your knees. And change the direction. Now drop your feet down. Lengthen your legs. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. Make any adjustments you need to allow your back to feel really comfortable. Maybe even lift your head, tuck your chin under, and then lower your head back down so there's that little bit of extra space in the cervical spine. Legs soft. And with each out breath, allow your body to soften. I'd like you to become aware of any sensation in your hands right now. So it might be that you can feel your pulse, or you might feel a tingling or a vibration. Just tune into that movement, that energy flowing into your hands, into your arms.
And now do the same with your feet. See if you can locate your pulse and feel that pumping of your heart. See if you can tune into it moving up your legs. Notice your heartbeat in your chest. Notice your natural breath. And take a moment in gratitude for the wonderful, strong, healthy body that you have. Now begin to make some movements in your fingers and your toes. Maybe circle your wrists. Have a nice big stretch. Big long inhale. Softening on the exhale. Roll carefully over onto one side. If you can, move up to sitting with your eyes closed. Do otherwise, open your eyes. Help yourself up to a comfortable seat. And either bring your hands together in prayer or one hand on top of the other at your heart. Drop your chin. Take a moment of thanks for the practice of yoga, for getting yourself to the mat today. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. If you only came in halfway through, this should be available from tomorrow on my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please like, and feel free to leave any comments in the box below. Hope to see you again very soon. Thank you.